Hi and welcome to Outwell and to the Talladega drive-away awning from our cruising collection. This drive-away awning has been designed to attach vehicles that are between 170 centimetres in height and 220 centimetres. So quite a wide varying height range, obviously allowing this to fit onto many different types of vehicles. How it attaches can be seen on our pitching video in detail. There are many different ways depending on the setup of your vehicle. There are round about 5 different ways of being able to attach this to it, and you can see them, as I say, in detail in our pitching video on our YouTube channel. So onto the features of the Talladega. With it being in our cruising collection, you'll find that we're using our Outex 3000 fly sheet on here. This has been fully PU coated on the inside and it has fully taped seams throughout as well, ensuring that it's completely waterproof with a hydrostatic head of 3000 millimeters. So even in heavy rain, you're going to stay dry within this tent. The frame that we use from front to back is made up of these Duratec fiberglass poles, and these are a little bit different to standard fiberglass poles because they have a protective coating on the outside, which is highlighted with this sort of crisscross pattern here, that makes them a little bit stronger and more resilient to high wind conditions. We also aid the stability of the tent in high winds by using our Outwell wind stabilizer system. So if I just open this up, I'll show you how it works. All we have to do is simply wrap the Velcro tabs around the poles and fasten into position with this piece of Velcro here. Once that's in place at the top and at the bottom, you'll find that this is where we pre-attach our guy lines. So all you have to do is take these out and peg them into position, and this will pull all of the material against the frame of the drive-away awning, making it that little bit more stable in higher wind conditions. In fact, we've tested this to withstand a force 9 on the Beaufort scale, so bad weather isn't an issue for this drive-away awning because, as I say, it's completely waterproof and very stable indeed. We have our luminous guy lines as well, so you shouldn't trip over these quite as easily. And as I mentioned there, they do come pre-attached as well. They all have their own retainer, so when it comes to packing down the drive-away awning, all we have to do is simply wrap these up in our hands and pop them in here so that the next time we come to use it, these are easily accessible and you're not going to have to waste time untangling a mess of guy lines. We have some great ventilation properties within here as well. We have these pods at the front which do have mesh panels up inside here. If it gets a little bit chilly, then we can simply take these away by removing the Velcro tab here and pressing down on the front. There's also large ventilation panels on the sides of the drive-away here, and you can see that these are accessed with a zip, and again underneath here there is a mesh panel which we'll show you from the inside. Like I say though, if you don't want to use these, then there are zips here, so you can take up the guy lines if you want, but you can just zip these down into place like so. You would probably remove the guy lines though so that the zips aren't going to open up. So we also have large windows around the entire drive-away, which is going to let lots of light into the inside, so it should feel nice and spacious. And it certainly is. When you come around to the front door, it's a good size front door, so getting all of your gear in and out of the drive-away awning is going to be nice and easy. It's a good height as well, so it's certainly full walk-in height. You wouldn't sort of have to duck down to get into this. As I say there, it's a very spacious drive-away awning, and it does definitely feel that little bit bigger with all these large windows all the way around us. If you do want a little bit of privacy or not quite as much light coming into the drive-away awning, then you will find that the windows do have curtains, which we just have rolled away at the moment. But these can either be brought halfway up to these toggle points here, or of course fully closed as well. Something else just to highlight is the fact that we have this side entrance on the drive-away here, and this has a full mesh door on it. So again, in terms of ventilation, you've got that well covered here because we can roll up the outside waterproof door, which does have a window on it as well. And then we can zip down the mesh door to allow for good ventilation, but hopefully keep out those unwanted bugs. Also, what you will find is the mesh panels that we mentioned from the outside. So this is where we can zip these closed from the outside that we showed you not too long ago. The ground sheet in here is fully sealed from front to back and side to side. You'll find that it's a good quality material, so it's a double-coated polyethylene, so very durable and completely waterproof with a hydrostatic head of at least 10,000 millimeters. You'll also just see it's bathtub in style, so it comes up at the edges all the way around here, which is going to stop any drafts from coming in, keeping it a little bit more cozy. It will keep out things like dirt, dust and sand, and more importantly, hopefully keep out those unwanted creepy crawlies too. Also, we do have stabilizing bars in here as well. So again, when I was talking about stability, we have these steel poles which are just slipped into place once the awning is pitched. And again, that's going to give you great stability when the awning isn't attached to the vehicle. If you're away out for the day, you'll come back to find that the awning will still be standing. In the center of the awning, you'll find that there is a lantern hanging point. We then have cable tidies which run down to a cable entry point. If I just move this out of the way, you'll see here that there is a point here that we can just simply zip open, or we can have that closed over if needs be. And this would be where you bring in your cables into the awning here without having to undo your mesh door or your waterproof door. At the back is what we call our link access zone. And this is where obviously we attach the vehicle to the awning. So just open this up, you'll see in here that you have this well protected area, and it comes with this ground sheet as well that you can see just sits on here, just goes slightly under the awning and then up the side of the vehicle. That's going to be giving you a completely waterproof base and then a good sheltered sort of area where the draft isn't going to get through under the vehicle. You can then just see at the top here where it attaches to the vehicle, you've got coverage here as well. So if it is very wet outside, then you should be well protected between the vehicle and the awning itself. We do have a few optional extras available for the Talladega, which would include this large flat woven carpet for a little bit more comfort underfoot. There's also a footprint available to go under it as well, so you can pitch the awning on top of that, so that when you then take it down, the ground sheet in this area is going to stay clean and dry. And we also have an optional extra of a large bedroom that can be put in place here as well if you do want to use the awning as a sort of tent style for an extra bedroom, and that can be placed on either side as well. So there you have it, that's all the features of the Talladega from our cruising collection. Thanks very much for watching.